My name is David, and this is the Topic 2 5 Dice 3 Rules exercise for the CSD 210 class. For this exercise, I was told to implement a dice game following a provided UML and flow diagram. Let's run the program. Immediately after, I get two rows of numbers. The first row represents 5 dice, where each number is an individual die, and the second row displays the face-up value for each die. The program asks me how many dice I want to roll, followed by which specific dice to roll. For the first prompt, I chose to roll dice 3, and notice that the third dice was modified. And for the second prompt, I chose to roll dice 5, and the fifth dice was modified. After rolling 2 dice, the program gave me my total score, which in this case was 22, the accumulation of the modified dice's values. As I said previously, I implemented the code using the UML diagram and the flow diagram. Let me show you how I did this. This is the UML diagram for the dice class. From it, I created the header file where I declared all the attributes and functions. I also followed the specifications for each class member given with the UML. It first introduced me to the first 2 variables, sides and value, to represent the sides of the die and the current face value of each die. I then had to create 2 constructors, one with no arguments that should initialize sides to 6 and value to 0, and another that should initialize sides with the argument and value to 0. Next, it said to create a roll function that simulates the rolling of the die and updates the face value. Finally, it said to implement the getValue method to return the face value of the die when rolled. After the header file, I created a CPP file to implement all my constructors and member functions. And that's it for the class. Now for the actual game, I followed the instructions for the main file. I named it dicegame.cpp, which contained the main function, the showDice function, and the function getTotalScore. For the main function, it said to create an array where each element represents a 6-sided die. It then told me to create a loop that rolls each die in the array. It then told me to implement the showDice method, where it would display the dice numbers in the top line and their face-up values in the bottom. It also showed me how I was supposed to output the 2 rows in this certain format. After that, it said to use a provided flowchart to guide the course of the program. Most of it was simple. I created an array of 5 dice, then I created a for loop to roll each of the die, and then I displayed each die after the roll using the showDice method. I then created another for loop to iterate 3 times. For each iteration, I prompted the user for the number of dice to roll, followed by another loop that prompts which specific dice to roll on each iteration. Then we roll the specific die, and the loop continues as many times as the user specified. Then I simply displayed my total score of the final roll. All this happens 3 times, as the user was supposed to be able to re-roll 3 times, just like the instructions specified. Thank you for watching.